Mr. Biggs. Is there anyone in Nigeria that does not know that name? She wasn't just a restaurant, she was a solid citizen who contributed immensely to the economy of the nation and the well-being of our citizens ever since her birth in 1986. Many people found love under her roof. Countless birthdays, anniversaries, and life special moments were celebrated in her house.
Mr. Biggs has always been a major part of my story. It was at Mr. Biggs I first met your father.
She was a happy and a courteous host who served the best delicacies. Her signature meat pie and ice cream were to die for. Ooh, and the fried rice and spicy chicken too. You don't dare throw your yellow and red Mr. Biggs nylon away now. How would you brag about visiting her to your friends? Nigerians miss her. What happened to Mr. Biggs? Now that's the question on everyone's lips. Find out the real reason the brand lost face and the full makeover she's currently having to reclaim your love and admiration. Only on Life with Linda.
Hi guys, so welcome back. We were having difficulty connecting to Mr. Biggs. I'm sure it's all sorted now, hopefully. So today we're going to talk to Mr. Biggs and find out what's been going on with them, what is the reason they fell out of the radar, and what are they doing to get back to where they were before. So I'm going to be speaking to Mrs. Eustacia Ngozi. She is the marketing services manager of Mr. Biggs, of UAC Restaurants. Actually, they own the Mr. Biggs brand and also Debonair's Pizza and others. So we're going to talk to her today to find out what really happened. Like I said, she's had over 15 years experience in as a marketing professional, and she's been with Mr. Biggs for quite a number of years, so she'll be able to answer every question you have today. I am so sorry, I'm sure a lot of you had written your questions before, so please, I need you to write them again. I'm so sorry. Please use the question tab right there on your screen. Write your question there so that we can answer it when the time comes. Okay, so I'll quickly run through my questions with her, and then within the next 30 minutes, I'll start asking her your questions if I haven't already asked them. So please put your questions down in the questions tab. I think it will be there. It would be better there instead of writing it on the screen. So like I was saying, Mr. Biggs was in the news a few days back or a week or so ago, and people were reminiscing about what happened to the brand, that they missed the meat pie, they missed the ice cream, they missed everything about it, and they were, a lot of people were complaining about it. And I thought, okay, instead of us beating around the bush, because everybody had their own opinion. Some people said it was caused because of the franchisees, they were not able to meet the standards. Others had their own explanation as to why they think the brand fell. Some said it's because of the food. So I thought instead of us guessing, it's best to talk to them. It's best to talk to them and then find out what really happened, because this is a brand that a lot of people love. I can see Cynthia now saying that I made so many memories at Mr. Biggs. So Mr. Biggs can't just go like that. What really happened? Why did they lose face? A lot of us can learn from that because they were so big. Imagine a restaurant that had over 180 outlets in West Africa, not just Nigeria. They were also in Ghana as well. So they have over 180 restaurants in about 40 cities in West Africa. And just like that, they just lost face. What happened? We need to know. If anything, they owe us an explanation. Before the end of the show, I'm going to be giving out vouchers so that some of you can go and visit the new Mr. Biggs and then tell us what you think. So you're going to have vouchers to go and experience the brand, sample a couple of their food, and then compare it to the Mr. Biggs of before. Because right now, I'm telling you, what they've done so far from what I've seen has been really, really impressive. So, and we all know that it's not just about the ambience, right? It's also about the quality of food and the quality of service at this restaurant. So today, some of you are going to go and experience these things for yourselves firsthand. You're going to get an opportunity, you're going to win a voucher to go and experience these things firsthand, and then you can come back to tell us if the new rebranded Mr. Biggs is good or better than the former. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so I said I want to sincerely apologize to everyone online. I've been waiting. I'm very, very sorry. A bit of a technical
Please.
hitch here.
Okay, no problem. Okay, we're still
Okay.
struggling to hear you. Please speak a little louder. Guys,
Okay.
if you're here, I hope you're listening. We finally have Mrs. Eustacia Ngozi Ogunasi here. Ogusunsi, right?
Obususi, yeah, Obususi.
Ogusunsi. Yes. Um, are you hiding your face? We can barely see your face.
Ma'am, no, I'm here. Can
Okay,
you see me
great.
now?
Right, I can see you now. So you've been with Mr. Biggs for over 10 years, right?
Sure.
Great. So were you that means you actually experienced the glory days of Mr. Biggs, right? How was it?
All right. Yeah, it's been quite great working with Mr. Biggs. Okay, it's been quite great being on the brand, and I must say that we are still on the journey. We haven't gone off the journey. We are still on the journey to greatness. We are still there. So
Okay.
it's not like,
Okay.
yeah, I understand what you're trying to say. You're trying to compare when we started and where we are now. Truth is, we
Mm-hmm.
are evolving. We are evolving with trends. And, as trends keep unfolding, we keep getting better. The structures we had back in the days are not the same structures we have on ground right now. But our meal range
Okay.
has been improved upon. We have more meals now than we used to have back in those days. Okay. So I think we are
Okay.
getting stronger by the day and we are evolving with time.
Okay. So
Yeah.
a week ago or so, Mr. Biggs trended.
Okay.
People were saying a lot of nice things about the Mr. Biggs that they knew and how they miss it and so many other things. One thing that struck me most was the fact that they kept referring to Mr. Biggs in the past tense. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's breaking and
Yeah, so they kept referring to Mr. Biggs in the past tense, and Mr. Biggs was this, Mr. Biggs was that. I kept saying, okay, so how are you guys? How would you guys react to such things? So you saw the tweets, right?
yeah, we did. I did.
Okay, so how did you feel? How did the team feel about it?
Okay, Mr. Biggs is a pace setter and a pioneer in the quick service restaurant space. I'm talking about fast food in Nigeria generally. So Mr. Biggs is a lovable, loving, and responsive brand. So to me, I felt, yeah, Mr. Biggs is still top of mind and enjoys a very high brand recall, which is great to me, which is great for us here too. So
Okay.
I deduce that Nigerians love this brand so very much. And we do
Mm-hmm.
sincerely appreciate all our fans, customers, and friends all over the country for taking out time to connect and engage with the brand that weekend. We sincerely appreciate all their comments. And we actually we are delighted that we are being talked about as a brand. Like I said, to me, it's a more of a top of mind and brand recall for us, which we are
Okay.
glad to have. Okay, and every comment we've taken in a very good light. That is out
Mm.
of love that all of those comments were being made, and we sincerely appreciate and applaud our customers for taking out time to connect with us. We appreciate
Okay,
them.
great. So you felt appreciated when you saw the tweets, even though some of
Sure,
them were negative. Negative.
of
That's
course.
very, very good. That's very, very good. It means that okay, you are open to feedback, right? So some of the feedbacks that we got are that Mr. Biggs don't no longer taste like Mr. Biggs, right? So I kept wondering what changed. Did you guys change your recipe? Or is it the same recipe you've been using all the way from you're distracted?
No, no, I'm listening. I'm
Okay,
listening to
yeah.
you.
Okay, great. So did you guys
You were
change your recipe, or why is the taste, or why are people saying the taste is different?
okay. To answer that, I would say Mr. Big's recipes are sure and they are still intact. They are sure intact. Okay. With all our meals, we still work with specified standard and approved recipes across all our channels. It's the same recipes we use across. What has happened is what I refer to as innovation. Okay, can you hear me?
I can
Okay,
hear you
what
clearly.
recipes are what we can call innovations. So our recipes have been re-engineered over time to ensure it appeals to the taste bud of our teeming and informed customers, okay, who have also undergone some form of lifestyle changes over the years. All right. So trust me, we do not make any change without hearing from our consumers. And when these changes are made, we do what is called test marketing. We take those products back to them, let them taste, give us feedback, then we can now either launch them or go back to the drawing board to, kind of rework them. So what I'm trying to say is recipes, same and intact, being used across all our channels, but those recipes we started with have undergone innovation, okay?
Some
We've
changes.
re-engineered them, yes, over time to appeal to the
Okay.
taste of our consumers who have also undergone some form of lifestyle changes over the years.
Okay.
Okay.
So what you're saying
Yeah.
is the consumer tastes evolved, and Mr. Biggs tried as well to evolve with it.
Sure. Correct.
So yeah, so your founding recipe is still intact, but it has just undergone a little bit of change to appeal to the
Yeah.
taste buds of your consumers right now as it stands, right?
It's
Okay, so what
exactly.
now?
Yeah.
What went wrong then? So what was the problem? Why did Mr. Biggs fall from glory like that? Because he did, truthfully, it did. So what really happened? Please tell us.
Okay. Mr. Biggs is still a very glorious man. If I permit me to use the word, he said he fell
It's
from
fine.
glory. Yeah, so I'm still saying Mr. Biggs is a very glorious brand, a very
Okay.
lovable brand. Okay. So, in my opinion, I think that coming from the comments over the weekend, that particular weekend, it's a pointer to the fact that okay, consumers, our fans out there, they love us. I mean, if you don't like a person, you wouldn't want to talk about the person because whatever is being said, we take them in, we process them to get better. Okay, so that's why I said we are a responsive brand. Okay, we listen and we act. Yes, like I said about the recipes, the same thing. Over the years, we've evolved, and we are still on that evolution, journey. We haven't disembarked yet, so we keep getting better and stronger. Okay, if you look at, we are over 30 years now. So we look at a 30-year-old child. That child has gone through various stages in life, and at every stage, there are peculiar changes that must be made to keep alive. So that's what I would say we have done over the time, and we are still going on, and we're still getting stronger. And I saw the image of some of our latest restaurants you had on the video. Thank you so much for that. Okay, so you could see where we are now. So our evolution has brought us from where we used to be to where we should be, going by consumers' trend, preferences, and tastes. With
Okay, can
respect
I
to
ask
all
this question?
the business.
Okay, great. Can I ask this question? Okay,
Okay.
so let's just say 30 years ago. I don't know if you're allowed to answer. If you're allowed to answer, that would be great. Okay, can you just compare? Can you tell me what I don't know if I can ask this question, but I would really love to know what the sales figure was like. Let's say 20 years ago, the daily sales
Okay.
figure, like on the average, compared to today.
Okay.
Can you
Okay.
give us an idea?
All right.
Because
And
that would also
frankly,
tell us if really great. Continue.
okay, so what I'm trying to say is this, okay? Over the years, this time you're talking about, once upon a time, we had 180 restaurant locations, right? So
Yes,
a
yeah.
180 restaurant location is going to give you XYZ amount, okay? Now we have 100 location, so it's going to give you less than what 180 used to give you in those days. That's one. way to look at it. Now, the second way to look at it is then, like I said in my opening, the first question I answered, Mr. Biggs is a pioneer and a pace setter. We started the whole of this fast food brand in Nigeria, okay? So we started as Mr. Biggs. There were no competition. Now, other players come into the market. And of course, when these players come, it's still the same market size. We are all, struggling to get our own share of pockets. So that in one way will also reduce the income that comes to us as a brand. Okay, so that's another way to look at it. Okay, one more restaurants, more money, less restaurants, a little lower than what we used to have. Then influx of competition, both censored and uncensored, okay, has also impacted in no little ways. Then another way to look at it is disposable income, the economy. There was a time there was a boom, there was money everywhere to be spent. People could afford to treat themselves to fast food morning, noon, and night. Okay, but right now we know about the 0 1 0 1 0 1 and all of those formulas. So disposable income too has been an issue coming from economic reality. So the spend is not there in our pocket, in the consumer pocket. So the spend coming in is less. So those are what
So,
has happened.
okay, if I get you correctly, it means that you don't have 180 restaurants right now. You had to close down some shops, right?
Yes, we had to pull down some stores, open more. It's about business decision and to keep getting stronger.
Okay, but people keep saying that, it was when you started this whole franchising thing that you started having issues with the brand. Is that true?
Well, business models evolve, okay? Business models evolve. We started actually as corporate owned all through, okay?
Yeah.
Now that time we had to take a business decision. And what does franchising do? Franchising helps you to grow your footprint faster. You have entrepreneurs coming on board to kind of buy into the brand. No, franchising has been brought over to help grow businesses faster. And that was a business we took at that time, okay? And to help, have the 180 restaurants you talked about at that initial stage of growth, going by the life cycle of the business. So there came a time we took a decision precisely in 2012 to say, let's go footprint faster to be closer to our consumers. And the way to go was franchising. And there was a boom. We had it, we were all over. We're just by your side, within your neighborhood, you could find a Mr. Biggs restaurant. So it did well. But I wouldn't say franchising is the issue. Okay, franchising is in itself is not the issue. Okay, the issue I would like to talk about, or I would like to refer to, is the model, the way it was run. So not the franchising itself. Franchising is good. Yeah, franchising is good. Okay, it has its merits. Okay, and a lot of merits in our favor. We had our footprints all over as we desired. So that business model worked. But what happens that I would like us to look at, it's not the franchising itself, but Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C, in all ramifications are not the same. Yes, we have our recipes, we've given it out, we monitor compliance and all of that, okay? But power generation in Lagos is not the same thing as in Sokoto and Kano, okay? Consumer profile in Lagos is not the same thing as in Port Harcourt, in Ibadan, and all over. So those are the things I would rather we look at as the demerits, rather than saying the issue was franchising. The issue wasn't franchising in itself. It's a good way to go. Okay,
so the issue was actually getting all your restaurants to be able to comply with the approved standard of Mr. Biggs, based on the fact that you have your recipes, you have your standards of the way you treat your customers and all of that, but some of these franchisees were not able to keep up. Is that what you're saying?
something like that.
So, but that's a problem that I feel like not just UAC brand, almost all brands in Nigeria, any global brand that comes into the country, this is one issue I feel like they would face. But some of them are trying to excel with it, right? So, what have you guys done to be able to make sure that this problem does not crop up again with all the work you're doing trying to rebrand Mr. Biggs? Are you still operating with that model? What have changed? What have you put in place to make sure that there is compliance across board?
Okay, let me start let me talk about the business model. The business model of franchising, which we adopted full franchising in 2012, is still on. Okay, but right
Okay.
now, we also recognize that fact. So we've also started opening corporate restaurants, which we refer to
Okay.
as model restaurants. So we have a model.
Okay. Okay.
The franchisee we have can look up to that model and replicate him in their various locations. So
Okay.
we've tackled that by now beginning to own our corporate stores. One of it
Mm.
is in the picture, the video, the image in the video. That's our corporate store at
Yeah.
North.
Yeah.
We have another one at Abulegba. We have one in Ibadan. We have one in Itiroko, Ogun State.
Okay.
We have in Owerri. So we've opened, new look corporate stores to address, all of these issues. So very soon you will see more come up. Okay, so we've started to open our corporate stores, the model stores that they can look at and replicate what they see. So there is now a living example that they can follow suit with.
Mm. Okay,
Yeah.
so if I get you correctly now, before you adopted full franchising, which means that you didn't have any corporate restaurants, because I was actually worried about that because I felt that even some other brands that are in Nigeria, most of them are having the same issue. But at least one or two corporate restaurants that you can go to that is corporate owned that will still have that taste. I don't want to mention names, but there are some restaurants
Yeah,
that you know
sure.
that okay, if I go to the one in Lekki, I will still get that taste that I'm used to. So I was wondering that what happened to Mr. Biggs? How come not even one restaurant could maintain the taste, we were used to. But now I understand that you guys actually had to adopt full franchising model. But right now you've corrected that by making sure that you have corporate some that are corporately owned so that you can actually have a standard that the other brands can look at, right?
Okay. I actually want to say that I don't agree. Not to say that I don't agree that not one of our restaurants was able to keep our standards. No, it's not. Our restaurants keep our standards because we have standards that we operate with, not just the recipes. We have a manual of operations given to them, trainings from
Yeah.
time to time, and we have a compliance team that monitors all the restaurant operations all over, I mean, pan Nigeria, not just Lagos. Okay, we keep a tab on those restaurants to check.
Those restaurants.
Fine, they
Yeah.
are not there 24 hours a day, okay, but I don't agree to say that all of them, not one, no. They
No,
were
let me
keeping
just let
standards
me change
because they
that.
are
It's not that.
monitoring.
Yeah. Or anything. No, it was just the recipe that I was talking about. Not that you
Okay.
had issues with your standards and all that. No. Even most
Uh,
people like me, all our issue was that okay, we needed the Mr. Sorry, I have to charge this, it's dying. So we needed the Mr.
okay, no
Biggs taste
problem.
and we weren't getting you're here, right?
Okay, back. Yeah, I'm still here, but
Yes,
you
great.
kind of
So
going
we don't have
on.
I don't think anybody has any issues with that. So what
Okay.
I want to find out now is that right now, I know you guys have other restaurants, for example, Debonair's, right? It's also
Yeah.
under the UAC brand. And you guys are doing fantastically. I'm pretty sure you are one of the top pizza companies or brands in Nigeria. Why did you decide to rebrand Mr. Biggs? Because for me, I think it would have been easier to just say, okay, you know what? Mr. Biggs has tried. Let's see whether we can come up with a new restaurant. And I'm sure that if you had done that, you probably will not be having these challenges you are having now, trying to get people again to like Mr. Biggs the way it was, right? So why did you guys decide to continue with the rebranding instead of opening up another restaurant like you did with the Debonaires and others?
Okay, let me clarify that question. Are you saying that we should have dropped the name Mr. Biggs? Is that the question? Why didn't you
No,
drop
I'm
the
not saying
name
you
Mr.
should have.
Biggs?
Um, I'm saying that yes. I'm asking, would it not have been easier for you to drop the name Mr. Biggs and then
Okay,
start another restaurant? Or do you
okay.
think it's why did you decide to continue? Why did you say, okay, you know what, we can't let Mr. Biggs go? Because if you look at it with the perception that Mr. Biggs had, a lot of people are still, like I mentioned when we just started, a lot of people are still referring to it in the past tense, as if, you know, Mr. Biggs is not Mr. Biggs again. So some other business people would have been like, you know what, why don't we just start a new restaurant and, call it a new thing and people would troop into it. But why is it that you guys said, no, we want Mr. Biggs to live on, we'd rather rebrand it and keep it going? What was the main reason for that?
Okay. All right. Truth is, we wear the lens, okay, and we understand the terrain, the QSR terrain very well. And so sometimes business decisions, when you look at them, they seem not to be too well. But he who wears the lens understands why such decisions are being taken. Now, I want to take us back to that name, Mr. Biggs, and when it started, in line with all the comments we had, people were kind of reminiscing over, the experiences they had in the past, very pleasant and good experiences. So, and that's tags along with the name Mr. Biggs, meaning that name is good, okay, that brand is good. That name is a strong name. Okay. The brand name is a strong name. Yes, it had
Yes.
issues. People are talking about it and we are working on it, and people are seeing that we are working on it, right? So it's easier, like you say, drop the name and move to something else. But whatever we do, like I say, is usually backed up with research. So we did some research. We
Okay.
felt the consumers pause, okay, because we also came to the point of this question you just asked me in the business. So we want to
Okay.
move forward. What is the best way to move forward? So we had that research, and it came back strongly to us that that name is still a winner in that market, in the QSR market. So all we need to do is give it some life, and some energy, increase the energy level, and it will rise again. And I'm telling you, when I keep saying we are getting stronger by the day, I'm not saying it because I sit as a brand custodian. No, it's not. I'm saying it
Okay.
because that is what it is. And that was why all the tweets we had and the Instagram messages we had over that weekend really came to us as exciting. Like you said, they were negative comments. And I said, yes, it's a balanced view. For us, it's a balance with the positive and the negative. It's a
Yeah.
balanced view. So we
Okay.
listen, we act. So we came to
Great.
that point. So keeping the name was born out of the consumers' responses to say the name is strong. The name came back to us as very strong, having a very high recall and top of mind. So we had to keep running with it. So if it has that
That's
quality, so why drop it? So the next question was, then what do we do? So we had to kind of up the energy level, reignite passion for that brand, and that's what we are doing and we keep doing. I mean, a brand that has stayed over 30 years and is still strong and on ground. I mean, that brand means that there is a strong, a strategic plan, behind that, and that there is also tact, that we are being tactful with the execution of our plans. So I think it's a strong name. I believe it's a strong name that has come to stay. So what we need to do is keep making it, what it should be, and consumers will be connecting with the name.
okay. So, given that you are in a very competitive terrain right now, there are lots of QSRs in Nigeria. It's really tough. And everybody has this beautiful aesthetic restaurants everywhere. There's nice recipes. The taste, food, is good. What is it that differentiates the new Mr. Biggs from all of the other restaurants? What is that thing that you can say, I can beat my chest to say, okay, you can get this in Mr. Biggs and nowhere else. This is why we are better than any other QS are in Nigeria.
Okay, I will boldly say that we
Okay.
are Mr. Biggs. Okay, we
Okay.
stand for quality, customer friendliness, value, responsiveness, great service, and varieties of meal and value at that. So we are a valuable brand and give our consumers out there the Mr. Biggs brand assurance. We are value, we stand for quality, responsiveness, customer friendliness, and great service. So that's what we stand for. And that's the big brand assurance that I can give to them to say, if you haven't been trying the brand in the past few months, why not give it a trial again? Try the brand again. I will stand by our word. We are strong. We are still there. We are still value. We are offering value. So try us again. And our numbers, these numbers, strategically located in each store. When our customers go in, they should look out for the sign. There's a sign with a lady saying we care. So our numbers are there. When you get in there, I'm expecting the calls. Call and tell us what you see. And whatever your comments are, trust us. I will take it on and give you feedback. We are very, very responsive. We value our customers, we value their comments, we value their concerns, and we work to ensure that we keep giving them value for every of their kobo they spend in our stores.
Biggs.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Did you get that?
No,
Okay.
I didn't get that.
When did you start the rebranding process?
Okay, we have
hear me now?
actually undergone, yes, I can hear you. We've undergone several rebranding process. The first major one happened in 2010. Okay, that was the first major rebranding we had. Then we had a change. That's when we came about the change of logo. If you look back, see that our logo was kind of boxed. It was square. We had a square logo. Now we have a more friendlier round logo. Okay. We had a change in our seating, our lobby, our ambience, and all of that. And the meals. We brought in new meals, our packaging to change. So we had a lot of we kind of pumped life into the brand and we started running with it. And sometime 2012 again, we took on another stage that I can refer to as revamp. Revamp is a lesser or is a less activity compared to rebranding. So we do the revamp, pumping life again into the brand. So we do that periodically. Okay, when we see that this kind of this look has been on for a while, we can refresh the look again and keep looking trendy. So that's what our rebranding process or our revamp is all about. So even our seating arrangement has changed for the last revamp in 2012. You can have bump seating. You go to our stores, you find bump seats, you find the wooden upholsteries, kind of secluded kind of seating that gives you that comfort of. Ella, are you still there? Hello.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so
I'm here.
those
I
are
can hear you.
the little or effects that we've done here and there, pumping life into the brand. So it gives you that look and feel of home away from home. So when you're in a restaurant now, you feel like you're in your living room. So you are comfortable, the seats are comfortable, the meals are all arranged. You can see what you want to buy. You can see the appeal before you pick it and buy. Unlike before, it's all packed in takeaway bowls and displayed on the counter. But right now, So as you come in, the area of news catches your attention. Okay, so you can say, I want this, I want this, I want that. Okay, you can make your choice. The choice and variety is all spread out at the counter front, so you can see them. Unlike before, it's not put inside a plate, so you just point to what you want. But now we give you that lively experience of seeing the meal, feeling like, okay, feeling the meal before you buy them.
Okay. Questions I want to ask you one last question, because you've said a lot of things here now that I feel like, okay, maybe a lot of people still don't know about. You talked about your rebranding, how you're structuring your stores to make it more comfortable, the ambience, and that your recipe has been the same for a long time. We just had to do a little bit of evolving to match with the consumer's taste right now. Now you're telling me all of this, but a majority of people out there don't know about these things, right? So what marketing plans do you have in place to spread the word?
All right, Linda, thanks for that. Marketing plan, whenever we do something new, whenever we achieve a milestone, we talk about it. You know, we go to the media platform, we shout, we scream about every milestone we achieve on the brand. And out there in the media space, you have everything you need to know about us, all the campaigns that are ongoing and that have happened. And so we do a lot of, but we do both tactical and thematic whenever there is a major change. So we actually talked. And I just want to take us back to the past recent, the Northwest store open, when we had Challenge open, when we had the Diroko open, and all of when we had a move of you opened. We did media, we did a lot of media exposure where we had the stores in papers, we did press conference, you know, just to announce, talk about it, and even on social media, we had live Facebook Live when we had the store opened. So we did a lot of media amplification to talk about all our new stores, to talk about our milestones, we want to talk about it, and we still do talk about it to today. All of this can be found on our media spaces, all our social media handles, all of what we did, they're all there. Okay, we always
Okay,
do
well,
talk
I
about
think,
what we do.
yeah, I think both. I really, really think maybe you will have to do more, because even as we're discussing this, I can see comments, people saying, I didn't know. I never knew you changed
Yeah,
your logo. I didn't know this. They didn't know. So a lot of people, especially those on social media, and I'm sure make up a sizable amount of your target audience, they still don't
sure.
know these things. Yeah, so
Okay.
that's why I think, well, I'm sure you have your plans in place to be able to, tackle that. But I think it would be good if, more and more you do a better campaign, to actually spread the word, because that's the only reason why people will still be talking about Mr. Biggs in the past tense. If they knew, they wouldn't do that. So that means that somehow the campaign activities needs to, be heightened a bit. So let me take some questions from our viewers.
Okay.
Yeah, so Cynthia is asking, do you plan on maintaining a family culture, or do you want to target just the young folks? I think you've already answered that, because you did say that your restaurant is fashioned in a way that will be comfortable for families, right? I think Mr. Biggs is actually
Yeah.
family first, right?
Families, individuals are all our target, the young folks, the families, the youth, the young adults, and the adults. And we have the
Okay.
family setting as well. So it's open to diverse consumer profile. We are not secluding anybody.
Okay. Great. So I'll ask another one. Taiwo is saying, if you rebrand, what is the plan to stay consistent? And you can see now that she's still asking if you rebrand when you have already rebranded. Please, again, can we know the locations where you have the rebranded Mr. Biggs? Can you mention them again so that people would at least know where they can find the new Mr. Biggs restaurant?
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, the person that asked that question. Truth is, the feedback I'm taking from this is this: we need to do more. We need to heighten our communication, and that we are doing.
Yeah.
We talk, we do talk, okay, but that's
Okay.
not to say we won't talk more. If our consumers want to hear all this out of love and out of respect for the consumers, we talk to them. So we will talk, and I think I'll take you on that outside of this live chat, because you are becoming a platform for us to do more talk. Okay, so we can take on more platforms to reach more consumers. So thank
People.
you for to reach more
You're
people.
welcome.
Yeah. So okay. So we have a new restaurant at Northwest. Northwest is a filling station by VDC Gate
Yeah.
toward Ajam. Okay. We have a satellite. Satellite is at Ojo Town on your way to Okoko and all of that. Yeah. Then that's in Lagos. We have Atamuwo Odofin around Rainbow Junction.
Okay.
Have there. We have at
Okay.
Abulegba, the
Okay.
have the main the center of Abulegba. We are there on the road at the mobile filling station. That's also a new one. Okay, that we've
Okay.
done. We have at
Okay.
Idiroko. That's more like for people in Ogun State.
Okay.
Iroko by the just close like 10-15 minutes walk to the border between us and Cotonou. Okay, so we have a challenge just at the heart of challenge. We have a new restaurant there too. That's Ibadan now. Challenge in
Pardon.
Ibadan.
Yeah.
Yes. Then in the east we have at Owerri. We have in Port Harcourt, Agri Road in Port Harcourt. Okay, so those are the few restaurants that's top of mind that we've rebranded, and so many others like that. In Lagos, we have at Alausa, okay, on the Oregun Road, we have there. So we have a lot of them, sprinkled all over, that we've done some touches of rebranding too.
Okay. And these are corporately owned or
No, a
are
mix
they
of
franchises
corporate
as well?
and franchise. No, a mix of
Okay.
them.
Okay. Mix of them. Okay. All right. Let me see. One more question. One more question. My name is Shirley. I grew up on Mr. Big's breakfast package. My Mr. Big was my childhood food brand. What happened to Super Strikers? Okay, so you need to answer also. What happened to Super Strikers?
All right, Sherry, thanks for that question. Mr. Biggs was a channel for the sale of Super Striker, okay? And if you look right now, Super Striker now shows on DSTV. So I'm sure they took a business decision to also go digital. And so that was what
Okay.
happened. Yeah. Like I said, businesses evolve. They started as hard copy and they moved, to the digital where people can view them. At least in my house, my kids watch Super Strike on DSTV. So they took that decision to further to reach more people. So that was
Okay.
the business they took at that time. So that's why we don't have the hard copies anymore in the stores, because they've taken a decision and have gone digital with their product.
Okay, but are you not planning to have anything like that again since people are requesting for it and it was something that actually differentiated Mr. Biggs from all other brands? Don't you think it's worth trying to, either get them back or, do something, a relation that looks like that? I don't know how to explain it. But just something that will just bring that memory back, especially to um, your customers. Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, are you back? Okay, you can hear me now. So I said it's an option we can explore. We can't trash it. So let's explore that option and see if they still have the hard copies. If they still trade in the hard copies, we can get them back. So we open a discussion with them and see how far we can go.
Okay, great. It's been really, really nice talking to you. You guys, I hope you're listening because I'm going to ask questions now. Mrs. Eustacia and the Mr. Biggs brand have been so nice and they want you guys to experience the new rebranded Mr. Big stores. and they are giving us 10 vouchers, 10 meal vouchers for you guys to go and enjoy. And then please come back and tell us what you think. So I'm going to ask a few questions, but before we go, I think some of the things I've learned today is, first of all, like you said, the franchising wasn't really the issue. You think it's a good model because it helps Mr. Big spread widely within a short period of time. The only problem was that you were not able to, at the time, control or monitor, or how do I put it, the franchisees were not able to live up to the expectation of the Mr. Big's brand. And that's actually because of the situation on ground, the Nigerian thing. For example, you said something like, what is loved in Akure, or light conditions. I don't know, right? Can you touch on that again? You said because of the peculiarities of the environment in which these restaurants are, some things were a challenge, and that makes the franchisees not able to live up to the Mr. Big standard. But as of right now, you have a corporate-owned Mr. Big's restaurants that will stand as a model brand that all of these other franchisees can emulate. I'm right, right?
Yeah, to an extent, you are right. Okay. So what I said,
Where
yeah,
did I
you
get it wrong?
well, yeah, you phrased it well, really. Yeah, like I said, franchising in itself is not the issue as a
Yeah.
business model. Okay. So the issue isn't the business model franchising really, but we had like I gave an example like that in Lagos, for example, the power supply in Lagos,
Situation here.
customer profile of Lagos customers are not the same thing in some other parts of the same country we are in. So those are the challenges that daunted, the franchises at the various locations. So we are not saying that the franchises were not doing their best. They did their best, okay? They were being monitored. Everything was in place to deliver a great brand and deliver consistency across all our touch points. Everything was in place, okay? So, but we get complaints of when this food wasn't this and all of that and all of that, and we've addressed them and we are still addressing them. So, compliance is what we are monitoring, which we picked as one of the issues. So, compliance, which we are on top of.
You're on top of that now. Great.
Yeah.
So another thing I also learned is that your recipe did not change. So the people who were crying that, oh, I miss the Mr. Big's missed pie, I miss the fried rice taste and all of that. So you're saying that the taste is still the same. Your recipe is still the same. It's only evolved just a little bit to fit the customer's tastes, right? And then to also compete more favorably in the market. So
correct.
Mr. Biggs, they know, is still the Mr. Biggs of today.
It's still the Mr. Biggs of today. Nothing has changed in terms of recipe in the negative. Okay, in the negative, no. But in the positive, to appeal to the consumer's taste bud, just as they are evolving as well, we are also evolving. Okay, and to also compete favorably. We keep getting better. Once upon a time, we had just jollof fries and fried rice, okay? But now we have jollof rice, we have fried rice, we have another type of rice called party jollof rice, okay? We have coconut rice, we have the Chinese fried rice, we have veggie rice, okay? We have white rice, we have so we've had varieties over time. So that is what has changed. We had only evolved, and you know the saying, innovate or die. So we keep innovating. So that's what has changed. So please, our fans out there, it's still the same Mr. Biggs, getting stronger and bigger.
Okay, thank you very much. So you also said that you've gotten the feedback and you're going to do more to heighten communication so that you can spread the word about the rebranded Mr. Biggs and so on and so forth. It's been amazing talking to you. I want to now ask questions, so I'm going to let you go. So thank you very much. Any last word quickly? Any last word for your fans?
To the fans of Mr. Biggs out there, I would like to say we appreciate you, we love you, and we'll keep working to make sure that we give you value And I'm beckoning on everyone out there to say, go back, try the brand again, try again. Don't give up yet. And like I said, our contacts are out there in the stores, on our packaging materials, on our carrier bag. You can reach us with any comments you have. Make us the first to know, not social media. Whatever the issue is, call us. And if you don't respond, then you can do what you want to do. But we are a responsible brand. So let's be the first to know what your comments are. What is it that you want us to do? Bring onto our menu that we do not have now. Let's know. We are your friend. We are the friendly brand. We are the customer-friendly brand. We would love you to keep coming to us, keep voting us with your fees, and we'll keep giving you value for your money. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. All right. So I'm going to let you go now so I can ask questions and then choose
Yeah.
winners.
And so to you, Linda, I will say thank you for what you are doing. Thank you for having me and having us
You
as
are
a brand.
welcome.
Okay, and keep doing what you are doing. Now we know you, so we'll be your friend too. So we are also your friend. And
Of course.
so, yeah. So thank you so much for having us. It's been a pleasure
You're
speaking with
welcome.
you and reaching out to the fans on your page. Okay, keep going
All right.
strong.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, bye, fans.